And they're off and racing for the Betfred Novices Chase, which is the Noel Novices Chase. 2 miles, 3 furlongs. Active Calanisi and Dare Me lead towards the first, with Ashbourne Folly, Sulpius. And at the rear of the field, Simonsig, accurate over the first and immediately restrained back by Barry Geraghty towards the rear of the field. Active Calanisi. Dare Me, Simonsig moving forward on the outer, gets a clear sight of that and jumps it well again with Ashbourne Folly as they head towards the first of the open ditches, number 3. Active Calanisi leading Sulpius early on with Dare Me. Good leap by Sulpius, joins Active Calanisi at the front end, and certainly no alarms early on from Simonsig. Jumping stakes over the first 3. This is the last of the line of 4. Active Calanisi with Sulpius on that one's outer. Dare Me brushes through the top on the inside. Simonsig jumps it well on the outer and has been accurate at all of the first 4 fences early on, with Ashbourne Folly at the rear of the field. So the 5 runners tightly grouped and have jumped pretty well over the first 4, with Sulpius racing on the outside of Active Calanisi. Going up the inside is Dare Me. Simonsig being kept towards the outside of the field and approaches the first up the home straight. Barry Geraghty just moving him out to get a good sight of it. And they all jump well with Ashbourne Folly still well in touch. So just a steady start to proceedings, but all of the riders will be pretty pleased with the rhythm that their horses have got into. Active Calanisi and Sulpius towards the inside, Dare Me. It'll be the last in the circuit's time. Active Calanisi got into the bottom of it that time, and a good leap by Sulpius, and certainly so by Simonsig, who's raced exuberantly early on and put in some decent leaps. So Sulpius has been in really good nick recently, leads and has put it in there to run his race rather than just pick up prize money. He's putting it to Active Calanisi, yet to be niggled along to retain the advantage of the inside as they take the turn. Simonsig in 3rd, Dare Me in 4th. Ashbourne Folly is at the rear of the field. Tightly grouped, they head towards the next line of 4 fences. First taken pretty level. It's really the second of the 4 that has the most notable drop. Active Calanisi on the inside of Sulpius. Again, Active Calanisi, the bottom has gone, and Dare Me's gone as well. Active Calanisi and Dare Me, I think they possibly fell independently, but they're both out of the race. Jockey's left down. And Sulpius and Simonsig, and Ashbourne Folly, he's gone as well. His rider brought to a skidding halt. I think he's okay. Eden Coleman, I think, was the one who was down, looking the worse for wear slightly. So it's a match. Sulpius and Simonsig as they take the next. So we've still got 7 fences to go. And out in front, Sulpius and Simonsig. Barry Geraghty restraining him now. What's in terms of their approach, almost a schooling session really. And Barry wants to try and keep Simonsig almost upside. Simonsig, however, wants to race. But Sulpius goes back on again, and I say Barry Geraghty will now probably use this to try and just drop Simonsig on the back of Sulpius. Sulpius' rider is checking his mirrors to see where everything is. Well, there's £6,000 up for grabs for second here, so it's a valuable prize for him in his own right. More valuable than some of the races he's been winning. But Simonsig on the outside. Barry Geraghty's got to decide what he's going to do here. Simonsig taken to the outside, big leap, jumps to the front, and now I think his hand may be forced here, because Simonsig moves on from Sulpius, and Sulpius may well be happy enough. Simonsig asked up by Barry Geraghty. He gives the impression he's pretty enjoying this now. And Simonsig comes down towards the next and comes towards it. And again, he's accurate. Sulpius accepted second place now. So it's a valuable prize for him in his own right. So this is 3 from home, and Simonsig extending away. 3 out. And again, measures it well. So far, he's been very bold at his fences, has always seen a good stride. We haven't really had to see him fiddle a fence yet. I don't think we're going to, really. Barry Geraghty looks over his shoulder, and Sulpius, I'll say, he'll be content for second place here. And Simonsig, with the 2 fences in front of him, the danger rather than Sulpius behind him, travelling with plenty of exuberance, jumped with elan and alacrity so far. Second last, Barry Geraghty looking for a stride. Again, more than happy to ask him up. Barry Geraghty really gives confidence to his novices and isn't afraid to ask them up if he sees a long stride, and he's found a willing partner in Simonsig. Comes down towards the last, and Simonsig comes in. Barry's happy to sit and pop for that. It's a really accomplished round of jumping. Obviously, with the departure of a few of the other fancies, not easy to assess exactly what he's achieved in beating Sol Pius, but he's beaten him well. He's back on the racecourse, he's handled the ground, and one of the potential stars of the National Hunt season makes a return to action. And a successful one. Sol Pius has run really well in second place. Valuable prize for him. His jumping stood the test. He picks up second. They are the only two to finish. Most of the loose horses have galloped away okay, and I think most of the riders are also up okay as well.